This is bungee jumping, an extreme sport born out of the love for jumping off very high places, only to be saved at the last moment by nothing more than a bungee cord. It's a sport that has captivated the minds of adrenaline junkies all over the world and has become extremely popular. But how exactly did this sport come to be? And who invented it? The story begins in a place you might not expect, Vanuatu. Yes, this little island chain located off the northeast coast of Australia is considered to be one of the main precursors to modern bungee jumping. You see, on this island there exists a tradition in which the males go through a ritual that involves him constructing a very large wooden tower with multiple levels, and then they go up this tower, tie some tree vines to their ankles, and, well, jump. As they near the bottom, the tree vines yank them up and they hopefully don't get injured. Now, this ritual is mainly done for a few reasons, the main being that it is believed that the higher level the jumper jumps from, the more bountiful their harvest will be, as well as it being a rite of passage for boys becoming men. This tradition is considered by many to be one of the earliest forms of the modern bungee jump. But that raises the question of how did this small tradition on this island become known around the world? Well, the answer is through a man you're probably quite familiar with, David Attenborough. See, in the 1960s, David Attenborough would visit Vanuatu and make a documentary, as he does, regarding this tradition in which it would be seen by different groups of people around the world. One of these would be the aptly named Oxford University Dangerous Sports Club, where they would take this dangerous tradition and try to make it a dangerous sport. And so throughout the 1970s, this club would go on to replicate this tradition and jump off increasingly dangerous bridges, such as the Golden Gate Bridge and the Royal Gorge Suspension Bridge in Colorado, the latter of which would be televised on the program That's Incredible, which helped bring the idea of bungee jumping to the mainstream a bit more and be seen by more and more people. Until a man named Aj Hackett saw it. Aj Hackett was a man from New Zealand who got inspired by the videos of the Oxford Club he saw, which would lead him and his friends seeking to replicate the Oxford Club's jumps by firstly developing their own bungee cords. This was considered to be quite a task, as they needed help from the local Auckland University scientist students in creating a bungee cord that could both withstand their weight and be elastic enough so you don't hit the ground and die. Which says a lot about the people of Vanuatu, who were able to not only construct a massive wooden tower that wouldn't collapse under the weight of the jumpers, but they were also able to pick out the right vines they needed to not cause injury. Now, once they had created this bungee cord, they set out to try it on a nearby bridge, the Greenhithe Bridge. Now, this was only a 19-meter high bridge, which isn't that high, but it was in fact picked because of this, because it wasn't that high, as if their bungee jump cord didn't work well, they probably wouldn't have died, as they would have just gone in the river and be able to swim away. But with this test on the Greenhithe Bridge, they knew they were onto something, and so they looked for a new target to truly test out the new bungee cord, the Eiffel Tower. Now this was the bigger boy, because failing this, if anything went wrong, this would almost certainly lead to your death, as there was no water to help break your fall, just solid concrete. And so Aj Hackett and his friends climbed up the Eiffel Tower, set everything up, and then Aj Hackett took a deep breath and jumped off. And it was a great success, a lot of media attention that once again brought the idea of bungee jumping to the mainstream. Now, Aj Hackett would also get arrested by the French police, but thankfully got released a few minutes later, as they didn't really have anything to charge him with. And so, with the attention on this jump and the experience from it, Aj Hackett decided to launch his own company, Aj Hackett Bungee, where he would create the first commercial bungee jumping place in the world, located near Queenstown, New Zealand, the Kawarau Bridge. Now, this would ultimately prove a huge success and allow Aj Hackett to open up many other bungee jump spots around New Zealand. Now, jump to the present. Bungee jumping has since spread across the world and has become an extremely popular sport that many enjoy. And it was because of these three aforementioned factors: the traditions of the Vanuatu people, the Oxford Club bringing the idea to the mainstream, and finally Aj Hackett commercializing it, that we are now able to experience bungee jumping we know of today. And so that was the story of bungee jumping. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.